Yeah, so how's the year been? It's almost coming to an end.
It's been an insane, it's been an insane 3 years.
Why 3 years, you say so?
Because for 15 years we were working like dogs and not many people realized what we were doing. And then suddenly, end of 2020, like the whole universe discovered not only us, but independence. And the demand went crazy. We had to completely change the paradigm of how we work in distribution, how we allocate. We didn't have to allocate anything up till then.
Because the pieces are so limited.
No, but up till then, we were just grateful if somebody bought a watch and it was there. And then suddenly now...
You're being so humble, Max.
There were some tough years. And it's true that in the last 3 years, we've got these crazy waiting lists, and we have to now try and make up. We've opened these, we're now at 6 or 7 MB&F labs and galleries in the world, and they're empty. And all our local partners, be it in Singapore, Paris, or Beverly Hills, or Dubai, are screaming at us going, I have got this rent, I've got these people working in it, and there is nothing for us to sell. So it's, success is an enormous danger. Because if you get used to it, you get less creative. You will not, how do you say, remettre en question, in French. You will not pay attention to small signals. You will start believing your own narrative. There's so many things which success, I find, is more dangerous than failure. And so for me, this is a very dangerous moment for the company. And we're continuing to create like crazy when many other brands have stopped, because understandably you've got all these waiting lists, and even our clients are telling us like, why are you coming out with this new model? Just make my watch. Why do I have to wait for so much time? So, well, because the whole point of MB&F is a creative lab. So we're having an incredible year. I'm very grateful. But it's never been this intense of juggling with all the different things we're doing. It's an interesting moment.
Yeah, that's right. But I have a question before I respond, even on your success being the most dangerous part. But what actually you think changed?
The world's changed.
The world changed.
I will not attribute this to us. We've been consistently being hyper creative, incredible quality for 15 years. Not many people would notice, or only the people who, how would I put it, who are ultra geeks. And I love ultra, I'm an ultra geek. The guys who we're all looking at watches all the time. And I would call them insane lovers, meaning they fell in love with our brand, and it was okay that if they bought it, they would probably lose a lot of money one day if they tried to sell it. Like most high-end luxury at some point, up till recently. And then suddenly, in end of 2020, we saw the amount of customers grow like this. And I asked them, where were you? Why weren't you there for the last 15 years? So I needed you before. And they said, because that's exactly end of 2020 when suddenly all the stores emptied. There was no more new products, so the secondary market prices went up. Mm-hmm. And they started to become pretty close to retail price. And then we found, I'll say, pragmatic lovers. So for every insane lover, there's 10 pragmatic lovers who said, I've been following you, I love what you do, but I was not ready to take a bath if I was going to sell you a piece. So now that I know that when I buy it, I'll only lose maybe 5, 10, 20%. At some point it went all into premiums, of course. Now I want your watch. I think let's not underestimate that part of the reasoning. So people who've loved our brand for many years, but they were now convinced that it's not an investment. It's I won't lose too much if I buy it.
Okay. And when you say success is the most dangerous, so do you have also, how do you keep yourself alert and your ground, like how do you safeguard yourself from this? Already you are understanding or practicing certain, let's say, certain philosophy or certain certain way of doing things that will keep you alert, so that the success doesn't become dangerous.
MB&F is a life decision. It's not a business for me. It's never been a business for me. And I mean, it's a good thing that we have no shareholders in this company, because they would go crazy. Because the way I treat it is, I don't care. I mean, we've never lost money, but we've never made any money. And so now that we've increased, the demand is increasing, I'm taking more risks. While most brands, they take a lot of risks at the beginning to try and get known, and then when they get known and successful, they take less risks. We're the other way.
Around.
Now we've got more means to take more risks. We're ready to even put ourselves in danger even more, because success allows us to put ourselves in danger. While before it was suicidal often, now it's just dangerous. So I'm enjoying myself immensely.
Fabulous. And what do you see? Where do you see this watch industry now moving towards? Because it's been consistently growing since last 1 year now. Yeah. Do you see this growth? Because everything which grows will come down. What do you see? Do you see any?
There's some markets which are going to continue to grow, typically India, for sure.
Okay.
But there are some markets where over the last 2 years, way too many people who started buying the watches were not buying them because they loved them or because they wanted to wear them. They bought them because they were financial assets. Mm-hmm. And I'm very happy virtually all these people have left. So it has made a big negative impact on the numbers of many markets and many brands. But we're back to normality. We're back to people who are actually buying the piece because they say, oh, it's beautiful, I want to wear it. Rather than, I'm going to put it in the safe and flip it and make 10, 50 or 100K. So we're coming to a point which I feel much more comfortable. But of course, it'll be tough for a few brands because they benefited from that artificial demand, which was all driven by financial reasons.
Right. What are you wearing today?
I'm wearing my Legacy Perpetual in steel with the salmon dial. It's
salmon dial.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the famous Stephen McDonald created caliber, which we launched in 2015. So now 8 years already. So which completely revolutionized the world of perpetual calendars.
Good, I know, yeah.
And when I wear it, I think of my friend Stephen McDonald, who was this incredible genius who's created the perpetual, the sequential, who has I've met a lot of talented people in my life. I have never met somebody of that level. That's why he's the only person I actually call a genius. He is an absolute genius.
Okay.
And so, you know, for many years of MB&F, I thought that my goal as a brand, an entrepreneur, was to create products. We would create that next great product. And we've created 20 in 17 years. And then
20 in 17
20
years.
calibers in 17 years.
Wow.
And they're not simple calibers, they're
they are
very
complicated.
complex. I mean, 20 in 17, it's incredible. And with little means. Now, I realize that today, the journey is what I remember, is meeting people like Stephen and working with him for now the better part of 10 years. And him and all the other people who have crossed my paths, which make my life so rich. That's where richness comes from, is the relationships you create with people.
Sure.
You realize I'm getting old, right? Because I start thinking that way. I didn't think that way at 30. I probably didn't think that way a little bit at 40, but now I definitely, that's...
Age makes a difference, yeah, for sure. Thinking changes. You know, talking about such interesting people and which you come across in your life, but I'm thinking about one collaboration that I can never forget is with Bulgari, that you did a collaboration. What's next that we can expect? Is there another collaboration in the offing that you're working on?
That's the journey. You do a collab not to slap another brand or color on a piece. You do a collab to work with another team who are a creative team and who create stuff that you would never create, and they work with me because I create things they would never create. And we come together, and you saw maybe what we did for Only Watch with H. Moser, with the Pandemonium.
Yes.
That's a perfect example. I, of course, would never have created that streamliner, but they would have never put the flying balance wheel and the Panda, etc. And so, yeah, there are others, and not only in MB&F, what we call performance art, but also in M.A.D editions. So there's also going to be our first joint creative project on M.A.D edition next year.
Next year, okay.
These collabs allow me to meet people I either admire and never worked with, or people I enjoy working with and say, like, let's do something together. It gives a lot of joy. For
sure. And you would be in Dubai Watch Week as well.
For sure.
What do you expect from Dubai Watch Week?
Well, the day of Dubai Watch Week is the day of our most important launch of MB&F this year.
You're launching something there?
We're launching a horological machine number 11. It's 5 years in the making.
Okay.
It's a new generation of horological machines. In 2018, a good friend and old partner was Michael Tay, who was the owner of the Hourglass in Singapore.
Of course.
Look, he's been retailing me from the beginning.
Correct.
Looked at me and said, "You're becoming a bit predictable." Which probably was one of the biggest insults I've ever had. And I was like, what? He says, yeah, all your horological machines are linked to your childhood, and there's 1 year it's an HM, one is an LM, and then you start usually with, I don't know, with a platinum, and then you're going to do the gold version, and yeah, you found a formula, and you're applying that formula. And I have to thank him so much for what he told me. You know, good friends, people who care, they should be able to start telling you you're doing something wrong. And from there, I started pivoting a lot of things in my mind. And HM11 is the fruit of our first pivot. Thanks to Michael's day, you're becoming predictable.
Oh,
so
lovely.
I hope to amaze you.
I have